What's going on, friends? Welcome into another episode of Sports from the Couch here on the Mercado Airwaves Network. I'm your host, Mike Mercado, and I want to thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Super Bowl week continues here on the network, and joining us to break down the big game is the CEO of the Daily Blitz. He is NFL and college football insider Christian Simpson. Follow them on Twitter at Daily Blitz _61. NY-90, and give them a like on Facebook at The Daily Blitz. Christian breaks down the big game and gives us some of the info on who has the advantage on quarterback, running back, coaching, and so much more about everything that is leading up to Super Bowl Sunday. But before we get to Christian, here's a quick message. What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
another day at the office, I get to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones. Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
And all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
Enjoy our shows? Follow the Mercado Airwaves crew all over social media. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. On Instagram, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado2121. Mike is at Mike Mercado2333. And our true crime show is at Murder Mysteries and More. And on Twitter, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado21Alex. And Mike is at MMercado2333. You can follow the network at Mercado Airwaves. Follow our pop culture show on Twitter at Good Brothers Pod. Get us on the go by downloading our programs anywhere you get your favorite podcast, like iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, Stitcher, and other popular sites. Just search us at Mercado Airwaves. While you're at it, please like, rate, review, and share us with your friends. Visit us on youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. Click the subscribe and like button to get notified every time a new episode or interview is posted. Support Mercado Airwaves by visiting patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves, the home of our interviews with athletes and celebrities, which you can get ad-free and early before it's released to the public. Come play video games with us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Mercado Airwaves is powered by Munch Art Design. Like them on Facebook at Munch Art Design. Voiceover work on Mercado Airwaves is performed by Josh Fox. Thank you for keeping it with us. Here's our interview with Christian Simpson. Enjoy.
Sistine Chapel!
Mr. Simpson, how you doing, brother?
What's up, man? How you feeling, man?
Man, it's been too long. How you been, brother?
It's been too long. The last time we were actually together on the radio, I think a guy named Khalil Mack was traded to the Bears, and we were talking about him. Remember that?
Yeah, it worked out kind of nice, huh?
Yeah, it worked out kind of nice. And we talked a little bit of college football. I'm back, man. We got to do this more during the football season next year because I miss you, bro.
I agree. It doesn't even need to be about football. We need to get together more often, my man. But
yes, we do. And you know what? The warm weather is coming back. We got to get to Wrigley because I know you're a Cub guy.
Oh, now you're talking my language. We'll watch some. Maybe we'll circle the calendar when the AL East empire of the Yankees come to Wrigley.
Okay, you already know, bro. Man, so let's do it.
You already know who's here. It's our brother, our man Christian Simpson, the CEO and insider of the NFL and college football of the Daily Blitz. Follow them on Twitter at Daily Blitz _61. And of course, that means that the season has come to an end, and it all comes ahead in Atlanta, Georgia this Sunday as the New England Patriots take on the Los Angeles Rams. And we talked a little bit about it earlier on this week on Sports from the Couch, buddy. But, I mean, I guess before we really start breaking it down little by little, what are your general thoughts going into this Super Sunday?
Well, going into Super Sunday, you have two teams who have really played well, obviously. I mean, look, they're the last two teams standing. You have a team that I think everybody was counting off and saying that they had seen better days and they were done in the New England Patriots. Because I'll be the first to admit to you, Mikey, that when New England lost that game to Pittsburgh in Week 15, I was concerned because this team hadn't lost back-to-back games since December of 2002. That just goes to show you how dominant the Patriots have been. And here's the thing about New England, September's Patriots, they're just still trying to figure things out. They're dipping their feet in the water. October's Patriots are better than the first month of the season Patriots. November's Patriots are better than October. And then December, they're pretty much wrapping everything up. First round bye, clinching home field advantage, getting one of the top 2 seeds in the AFC, and then they're always just going to be a lead-pipe lot, be one of the final 4 teams standing.
And with that in mind, what do you think it is that sustains the success of New England? I mean, we obviously know it's Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, but when you're able to make that run continuously in the playoffs, is a lot of it has to do with home field advantage. It's one of those things where when we saw New England wrap up that number 2 seed, we all figured it was going to come down to what happened in Arrowhead. But that idea of trying to go into Foxborough and beat New England. My pick in the Super Bowl was the LA Chargers. I thought the Chargers were the most balanced team in the National Football League. But having to go to the East Coast 2 straight weeks, but not just going to 2 straight weeks, but then having to go to Foxborough is almost an impossible task in December and in January specifically. How much do you think that factors into the success that we've seen with Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and that organization over the last 15 years?
I think it's just them being laser focused and focusing on the now and not ahead or anything. And look, you got to give this franchise a lot of credit because they know how to work the media. They don't say much. They focus on the now. I'm just focused on playing a really good football team that's coming in town. Even if a guy, trash talks them, they're going to kill them with kindness. I just think he's a great player. He's great, and we got to find a way to zero in on him. A few years ago, I interviewed former defensive end Andre Carter. Class guy, one of the best people I had the privilege of speaking with. And I told him to give me his best memory of playing with the Patriots. He gave me 2, actually. He talked about playing against the Patriots, and he talked about playing with them. He said playing with them, they run their team like a business. I mean, it's just a lot of structure, and Bill is just so – they call him the mad scientist, and, it's panned off. Look, the guy's getting ready to coach in his 9th Super Bowl within, 18?
Right.
17, 18 years? But he also said, as good as Tom Brady is, he will run his mouth on the field. And when he smiles at you, he knows he got one on you. He runs his mouth, he's talking, he says what he's going to do, and he does it. But, man, they're just so focused, and they get the right players for their system. Julian Edelman, he's such a perfect fit for what it is that they want to do. James White, and they're going to keep you in your role. They're going to keep you in your lane. That's the thing I like about them. James White, he's not really a guy you can hand the ball off to 15, 20 times. So what do they use him as? They use him in the flat or in the open field as a mismatch against those linebackers, and they get him the ball. And he's been a very reliable receiver. They're incredible. They're lost for words.
Enjoy our shows? Follow the Mercado Airwaves crew all over social media. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. On Instagram, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado2121. Mike is at Mike Mercado2333. And our true crime show is at Murder Mysteries and More. And on Twitter, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado21Alex. And Mike is at MMercado2333. You can follow the network at Mercado Airwaves. Follow our pop culture show on Twitter at Good Brothers Pod. Get us on the go by downloading our programs anywhere you get your favorite podcast, like iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, Stitcher, and other popular sites. Just search us at Mercado Airwaves. While you're at it, please like, rate, review, and share us with your friends. Visit us on youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. Click the subscribe and like button to get notified every time a new episode or interview is posted. Support Mercado Airwaves by visiting patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves, the home of our interviews with athletes and celebrities, which you can get ad-free and early before it's released to the public. Come play video games with us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Mercado Airwaves is powered by Munch Art Design. Like them on Facebook at Munch Art Design. Voiceover work on Mercado Airwaves is performed by Josh Fox.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones. Orlando, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
And all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support. Now give me that kind of perspective when it comes to the LA Rams. So shout out to all our people out in California right now. What do you think, if you're sitting there right now on the West Coast thinking about what's going to happen in Atlanta, and you're talking about this attack, I mean, you kind of have to feel the same way, though, about Todd Gurley and Jared Goff emerging, Sean McVay's offense. Obviously, without having Kupp there, the idea of what they got with Cooks and Woods, like, they have a lot of weapons over in LA as well.
They do, and you know what? You mentioned Cooper Kupp. I was devastated when he went down, and he, to me, was Jared Goff's security blanket. Every quarterback has one. Brady has Gronk. Brady has Edelman. You know, Trubisky has Allen Robinson, just to name a few. But Cooper Kupp, he reminds me of a bigger Wes Welker, just with the ability that he's able to stretch the field and move in open space and how he moves when he catches the football. And it's tough to replace a guy who caught 5 passes and averaged 75 yards per a reception per game. So it's tough to replace that. But in Goff at one time didn't look like the same quarterback. I thought they were done too, but what did they do? They got better. They got C.J. Anderson, which I thought was absolutely huge for the L.A. Rams. Veteran guy who's been there before, came in and gave Todd Gurley some rest because it's a long season, man. There's a lot of wear and tear on your body. And defense got better. They have the best defensive player in the game, and Aaron Donald. And you know my rule, Mikey. You better have game if you have 2 first names. and this kid does. And this kid does. So it's absolutely incredible what they were able to do, and they just put it all behind them and focused on the now as well. They got that big win against Dallas, but what stood out to me, of course, was them going into New Orleans and getting a win. And look, everybody can talk about that call all they want to. Yeah, that was a determining outcome of the game, but let's look at it like this. Are we really going to just forget the fact that Drew Brees didn't look all that great? They put pressure on him, and that same pressure that they put on Drew, they're going to have to put on Tom on Sunday.
And Drew Brees was struggling heading into the last 6 weeks of the season. That offense was not looking as good as it had before. Michael Thomas is a beast. Alvin Kamara, they found a good way to neutralize that attack. Going to be interesting to see what happens with Mark Ingram. It is a shame to see how it ended in that game, but we are here now. LA did put themselves in that position, and I want to kind of break down a few things with you. So why don't we go ahead and we'll do very general right now, and then we'll break it down by positions of the factor of what's going to lead into this game. But really quickly, how does LA win this game?
They're going to have to pound the football. They're going to have to control the line of scrimmage. New England struggles to stop the run. So they're going to find ways to get Todd Gurley the ball in different types of ways. Screen passes, handing the ball to him on pitches, any type of way you can get him the ball in the open field. And if that offensive line can control the line of scrimmage, I think they have a really good shot. You got to take shots down the field. And when you play the New England Patriots, when you're in that red area, you got to be able to come away with 6. You are not going to beat this football team scoring only 3 points and kicking field goals. And you have to be able to get off the field on defense. And what I think is key in this game, what a lot of people don't realize, Wade Phillips, the former defensive coordinator of the Denver Broncos, he's now the coordinator of the Los Angeles Rams. A couple years ago, when Peyton Manning retired, the Broncos played the Patriots in the AFC title game. This is when Denver played Carolina. Wade Phillips was the defensive coordinator of that vaunted Denver Broncos defense that I thought was the best in the league at that time. I think you remember that game because you and I were talking about that one, Mikey.
Yeah.
You were talking about that one. You remember I told you they got to get pressure on Tom Brady, and they got to hit him, and they hit him all game long. You got to throw Tom off his rocker, and that's where I think Ndamukong Suh is going to be key. Get that pressure up the middle, flush Tom Brady out the pocket because he's a different guy. Don't give him any space. That defensive line really has to man up And the Rams have exactly what the Eagles and Giants had when they played the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Strong defensive lines.
And that's exactly what we'll get into in just a little bit. That is why we always love having Christian Simpson on, because he's ahead of everybody when it comes to what's breaking on these games. You can like him on Facebook at The Daily Blitz. Follow The Daily Blitz on Twitter at DailyBlitz_61. You can follow Christian himself at NYFindus90. So, Christian, how does New England win this game?
I mean, New England's just going to have to simply be themselves. They're not going to get out their box. They know they don't have a deep threat down the field. They're going to throw it underneath. They're going to get the ball to James White. Edelman's going to try and work the middle of the field. That's what the Patriots do. They work the middle of the field. They're going to get Sony Michel his touches. They're going to try and exploit that Rams running attack, but they've been pretty good the last couple of weeks. You shut down Zeke one week, and then you shut down Kamara and Ingram, as you said, the following week in the NFC Championship. But I think it's going to be key in neutralizing Brandon Cooks. He's their number one receiver, and he played for New England last year. So you don't think they know what this guy is capable of doing and how he's capable of running and moving down the field? He's a guy that can take the top.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
buddy?
Hey, sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.
Enjoy our shows? Follow the Mercado Airwaves crew all over social media. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. On Instagram, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado2121. Mike is at Mike Mercado2333. And our true crime show is at Murder Mysteries and More. And on Twitter, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado21Alex. And Mike is at MMercado2333. You can follow the network at Mercado Airwaves. Follow our pop culture show on Twitter at Good Brothers Pod. Get us on the go by downloading our programs anywhere you get your favorite podcast, like iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, Stitcher, and other popular sites. Just search us at Mercado Airwaves. While you're at it, please like, rate, review, and share us with your friends. Visit us on youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. Click the subscribe and like button to get notified every time a new episode or interview is posted. Support Mercado Airwaves by visiting patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves, the home of our interviews with athletes and celebrities, which you can get ad-free and early before it's released to the public. Come play video games with us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Mercado Airwaves is powered by Munch Art Design. Like them on Facebook at Munch Art Design. Voiceover work on Mercado Airwaves is performed by Josh Fox.
It's one of the things that I think is going very underrated about the Super Bowl, because it is New England and LA doesn't have the same type of fan fervor that, let's say, Kansas City, Chicago, Green Bay, Pittsburgh has. But I think there's a lot of stars in this game, and it's something the NFL hasn't had all that often, that there's multiple stars on both sides. So why don't we go ahead and break it down this way? Who has the advantage in this game? And we'll go ahead and start off with quarterback, since it's the most important position, at least right now, when it comes to how we hype up the story. So in Super Bowl 53, in the quarterback position, who has the advantage?
I'm going to give it to New England. Look, Jared Goff is good. He's really elevated since his, third year in the league. He came in 16, couldn't win a game under Jeff Fisher. Sean McVay comes in, really takes this kid under his wing, comes in, turns him into a quarterback, a guy who can envision the whole field and take shots down the field. And on top of that, he was the most improved player in the league last year, throwing, 7 touchdown passes in 1 year to throwing 28, and now he threw 32 this year. So you see that number jumping up. But look, New England has the greatest of all time for a reason. This guy, look, he's not the fastest. He's not the biggest. He's not the most mobile, but the guy just has that will to win. That guy just wants to be great, and he feels he can make every single throw. He's been in the league 19 years. He has the ability to read every coverage. He's seen it all. New England has the edge at quarterback for sure.
We have a superstar studded position at running back with Todd Gurley, C.J. Anderson, Sony Michel, James White, and it's going to be very interesting to see who they take away on both sides of the ball for both teams. But all things on paper and things being equal, who is stronger at the running back position between the Rams and the Patriots?
This might be the toughest question I think you've ever asked me. Look, I look at New England. I love what they have in Sony Michel. I loved him in college when he ran for Kirby Smart at the University of Georgia in Athens. He's made a really smooth transition to the NFL. And I remember when he was drafted, I told a couple of my friends who are Patriot fans, watch out for this kid. This kid is a downhill runner. He can move around you. He just lowers the shoulder. He runs in between the tackles, and he quietly goes about his business. And you have a guy in James White, a guy that I think is just another receiver. I call him the receiving back. That's what RB stands for when I talk about James White. He's the receiving back. You can put him in a slot. He can run those screen passes. And he's another one of those security blankets for Tom Brady. When those weapons down the field are covered, he knows he can just dump it underneath to James White. Then you look at the Rams right here. Todd Gurley is the best running back in the NFL. I mean, the guy gets his carries. The guy catches it. He controls the line of scrimmage, and he can have over 175 to 180 yards of total yards from the total scrimmage yards, C.J. Anderson is a veteran. I'm going to give the advantage right here to the Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh, okay, and that's going to be one of the X factors that I will be talking about on the Saturday edition of Sports from the Couch. But today we have the genius himself, Christian Simpson, the CEO and NFL and college football insider from the Daily Blitz, on today. Moving on to wide receiver, though. Again, this is one of the things where a lot of people believe Tom Brady has created the wide receivers that he's played with. A lot of people believe Sean McVay's offense is what's helping create these Cubs and these Cougs and these Woods. My question to you is, in this case, who has the stronger wide receiver position?
Well, you look at New England, man. New England doesn't have that true threat, but they stay to themselves. They don't get out the box. Edelman, I think, is just as important to this offense as a guy like a James White or a Rob Gronkowski. As Chris Hogan, I think, is really good. This guy, he was meant to play football. He was a lacrosse player. Need I say anymore? Cordero Patterson, Philip Dorsett, those are all pretty nice names. But you look at the Rams, you have Brandon Cooks, you have Robert Woods. Yeah, if they had Cooper Kupp, that make them better, I think. But Josh Reynolds has really stepped up and become that third receiver for the Los Angeles Rams. I think this is pretty equal between them, but I'm going to give the slightest nod to the Los Angeles Rams here.
Okay, wow. So far right now, we have the Rams being favored when it comes to the running back and wide receiver position, and the Pats, of course, are favored at the quarterback position. This is one where I think we're both going to lean one way, but New England has found a way to step up and make the plays when it counted the most on defense. We know Bill Belichick's defenses get better as the year goes along. To me, one of the X factors in this game, one of the ways the Rams actually win the Super Bowl is if Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh disrupt and destroy Tom Brady, just like we saw Pierre Paul and Michael Strahan and those boys did for the Giants. This is a big, big matchup right here between the defenses. Who has the advantage when it comes to stopping the other offense?
Well, here, let's break it down. You look at the Patriots, and every year that they've won Super Bowls, they've always had one common denominator, and that was a guy whose ability was to come in on third down and rush the passer. I can name these guys for you. You had Richard Seymour, and he's up for the Hall of Fame this year. You have Chris Long, who's doing just tremendous things on the field and off the field. I know you keep up with that, and oh my goodness, it's absolutely incredible. Chandler Jones, Jamie Collins, Rob Ninkovich, just to name a few. They really don't have that pass rusher, but because they're not built to rush the passer. This defense for New England was built from the back end, to get consistent amounts of coverage underneath across the board by their secondary, so their front seven is able to make a play on the football. And what is New England known for doing? They want to take away who you like to get the football to and what it is that you do best. And look, they have the mindset where you can run it on us, you can throw it on us, you can move the ball any type of way you want down the field. But 20 yards and within that red zone, we're going to shut you down. We're going to clamp you down, and we're going to hold you to 3 points, and they always seem to do it. Then you look at the Rams. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I didn't think the Rams defense would be able to work together with all the big names that they had. Sue, Donald, Michael Brockers. You add Dante Fowler Jr. to the mix. And then in your secondary, you have Marcus Peters. You have Aqib Talib, who I call the Draymond Green of this defense because he's their heart and soul. He's their heart and soul. He brings the antics, but when you need that guy to clamp down and cover, he can do it. Man, this is tough. I'm going to lean toward the Rams right here. Again, I just think the Rams, they have the pass rushers, they have the defensive line, and they've gotten better in the playoffs.
Now, it might be a little disrespectful, but Sean McVay has helped change the NFL over the last 2 years, but nobody has had a bigger impact in the sport like Bill Belichick. And I may get over, and it may get old, the antics of a Bill Belichick, but without a doubt, one of the most influential guys in sports histories. Sean McVay is on another level right now that we've ever seen, only a few years older than ourselves. So in this department, I don't think it's who has the advantage. I think the question should be, how big is the gap between Sean McVay and Bill Belichick?
I mean, look, Bill has done it all. You can pencil Bill to win, 12, 13 wins, 12 to 13 wins per season. I think he's the second or third winningest coach in the National Football League. Look, I know people get on him for his antics and his attitude and how he handles the media. And look, I get he's supposed to do that because it comes with the requirements of his job of being a head coach. But the guy gets paid to win football games, and that's all he does. And he's going to make the best move for the football team. And he has a Hall of Fame career. He's the type of guy that I can say when he retires, give him his yellow jacket now. That's how great this guy is. Honestly, Mikey, I think he's the greatest coach that's ever lived.
Really?
I do. I mean, just his impact and his way of thinking, and he has coaches kind of improvising the same game plan that he does, taking away who you try to get the ball to, shutting down what it is you like to do, and forcing a different way to make teams beat you.
That's very – so do you think Sean McVay, though, can out-scheme or catch – I mean, it took Tom Coughlin, and we're talking about a lifer, and it took – almost the best scenarios and everything to fall their way. I mean, hell, they had to go on a crazy winning streak as being the sixth seed in order to win a Super Bowl. So in your opinion, can Sean McVay at any point catch Bill Belichick in this game? Maybe not all the time, but in this game, can he catch him for one 60-minute game?
He can, and I think it's going to be key for him to just play his own game. Don't do things that you haven't done all year. Do what got you the NFC West. Do what got you 13 wins this year, which was balance on offense, consistent rush on defense. And this is why you got Dante Fowler and the Ndamukong Suh. They're going to get theirs on Sunday, along with Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters. And I think Marcus kind of got his confidence back a little bit because the last time when the Rams played the Saints, Marcus Peters gave up over 200 yards to Michael Thomas. Yeah. Mike had a couple of big catches, but he held them to 0 touchdowns, which I thought was the most important stat that you saw right there. They just have to play their game, and he just has to implement his perfect game plan in this game to have a chance.
Enjoy our shows? Follow the Mercado Airwaves crew all over social media. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. On Instagram, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado2121. Mike is at Mike Mercado2333. And our true crime show is at Murder Mysteries and More. And on Twitter, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy. Alex is at Mercado21Alex. And Mike is at Mercado2333. You can follow the network at Mercado Airwaves. Follow our pop culture show on Twitter at Good Brothers Pod. Get us on the go by downloading our programs anywhere you get your favorite podcast, like iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, Stitcher, and other popular sites. Just search us at Mercado Airwaves. While you're at it, please like, rate, review, and share us with your friends. Visit us on youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. Click the subscribe and like button to get notified every time a new episode or interview is posted. Support Mercado Airwaves by visiting patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves, the home of our interviews with athletes and celebrities, which you can get ad-free and early before it's released to the public. Come play video games with us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Mercado Airwaves is powered by Munch Art Design. Like them on Facebook at Munch Art Design. Voiceover work on Mercado Airwaves is performed by Josh Fox.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
Buddy,
buddy?
sir. I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, MikeMercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support. Now, we always know when it comes to championship games, game sevens, one-game eliminations, whatever the case may be, when it's these moments and all the eyes are on you, there's going to be a guy, there's going to be a moment, there's going to be a play in time that we all remember. It's bound to happen unless it's a blowout. And even in a blowout, even like the blowout between when Seattle steamrolled the Broncos, it happened right away. I mean, it was a safety right away. Seattle jumped on them. Even in blowouts, there's X-facting moments. In your opinion, who is set up the most to be a game disruptor and has the chance to completely turn this game one way or the other?
I'm going to say Ndamukong Suh because Bill Belichick is going to come out with a game plan to neutralize and double Aaron Donald. So that means Ndamukong is going to see a lot of single coverages, and he's a powerful guy. He's, 6'4", 6'5", 300 and something pounds, good hands, physical, almost plays like an offensive lineman with that physicality. Brushes guys back, and look, he's not a pass rusher. He's what I describe as a pocket pusher. So meaning he doesn't have to necessarily get continuous amounts of pressure on Tom Brady, but he can definitely collapse his pocket and make it impossible for him to get that football off in less than 5 seconds, because Brady gets rid of the ball quick.
How important is it that Todd Gurley is healthy for this game? He has the chance to – right. Like, that's the one thing I think that's getting very – I think people are taking it for granted that he's going to show up and have a huge game. I think there's a chance that could happen. Obviously, anything can happen any given Sunday. But to me, he's the equivalent of Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald on the offensive side. If I wake up on Monday and we're having a conversation, I'm thinking the way the Rams win is Todd Gurley needs 2 touchdowns.
I agree. He has to be able to get his touches. And even if you collapse his running lane, you got to worry about him as a passer, because he's a guy that can rush it 2 times. He's a guy that can catch it 6 or 7 times out the backfield. I mean, he's a workhorse. He's a guy that loves to operate in space, and I really think this guy is the best running back in the NFL 16. I love the game that he brings. I love what he brings to the table. I loved him in college, and I know he had an injury in college. I know that knee's been an issue with him the last couple of weeks, but Sean McVay said expect him to get his workload.
Christian Simpson, CEO and NFL NCAA football insider, joins us today from the Daily Blitz. Follow them on Twitter at Daily Blitz _61 or Christian at NYFinest90. Like them on Facebook at The Daily Blitz. Before we get to Christian's MVP and final score, why don't we have a little bit of fun? Earlier on this week on Sports from the Couch and on the Good Brothers, we went through the prop bets that are going to happen at Super Bowl 53, and I want to go through a couple of them with Christian himself. So why don't we start with, how about this? These are the top 20 prop bets by all the combined sporting websites, and this could be found on Forbes right now. And I'll pick out a couple of ones. We talked about C.J. Anderson, how important and big he's been for the L.A. Rams in this playoff run. In one of the prop bets, will C.J. Anderson score a touchdown?
Yes, he will. They're going to get him his touches, especially when they're in the red zone. First down and goal, second down and goal. He's a bigger guy now. He's not the smaller guy he was. And a lot of people have made questions and have asked questions and made comments about his body weight. And he said, okay, y'all want to talk? Come meet me in a hole. And I'll show you what the business is. Yes, I do think he's going to get a touchdown. He's going to be able to come in on third down and move the ball.
First score of the game will be what?
The first score of the game will be a touchdown pass. I think New England gets it first. Brady to Gronkowski. They're going to put Gronk out wide with Talib on him, and I think a safety is going to drop down. And whenever Gronk is out wide, he's a mismatch nightmare. That's where I think he's at his scariest. I know he's a nightmare to defend all over the field, but when he's out wide as a receiver, Tom is getting him the ball because he's a mismatch. He can just lob it up there, and he knows number 87 is going to come down with it.
Will Jonathan Jones have an interception?
No, he will not. If there is a guy that's going to have an interception, I'll say it's one of the McCourty twins or Stephon Gilmore. And Stephon Gilmore has really shown why the Patriots went out and got him and made him a number one, their top priority and their number one corner. He's now the guy replacing Malcolm Butler, and he's played great. The guy plays pure bump and run coverage. I mean, his Instagram handle is Bump and Run Gilmore for a reason. The guy covers, and he wants to play that tight man coverage underneath across the board, and he can do it on an island. No help over the top.
Now, it has been a trend in the NFL. We've seen a lot of it here in Chicago with the Bears and specifically with the LA Rams. Christian, will there be a successful fourth down conversion in this game?
Yes, there will be. And it's gonna come from New England, fourth down and goal. They're either gonna get the ball to Devlin, the fullback, or Tom is gonna run it for his well-known quarterback sneak.
And finally, for our prop bets with Christian Simpson, will the game be decided by exactly 3 points?
No, I think it's going to be decided by at least. You know what? I will say it will be decided by 3 points. I will.
All right,
I think it's going to be close.
With that in mind, Christian, what is the final score of Super Bowl 53, and who is the MVP?
Okay, the final score of Super Bowl 53 will be 30-27. But you know me, Mikey. I never give out my prediction during the week. Come follow me. Look, if you're listening right now, follow me on social media. I will be releasing a video giving my X factors, some keys to the game, and my winner. Now that you guys know the score, I have a 30-27 score, and I will give my winner 15 minutes before the game.
I love it. And I actually have to admit something to you right now. My final score is 31-27. So I think you and I are very much leaning the same way of where it might go. Now, because you are holding on to the pick for everybody to go see at the Daily Blitz all over social media, let me ask you this when it comes to the MVP. Under 30%, under 30%. No, you know what, Trina? Over 25%, a defensive player wins the MVP of Super Bowl 53.
I'm going to put over because I think a defensive guy can have just as much of an impact as an offensive guy. Look at what Malcolm Smith did for the Seattle Seahawks the year when they played the Denver Broncos. I could see a guy like a Dante Fowler, Ndamukong Suh, or even on New England, a guy like Adrian Claiborne or Trey Flowers, who probably is the closest they have to a pass rusher, even Dante Hightower. I could see either one of those guys making the case to win a Super Bowl MVP.
What are you cooking for this Sunday?
Man. I got some pizzas coming. I got my one guy coming over. He's in the culinary industry. I'm gonna make my famous buffalo chicken dip. We got some chicken wings. Look, man. Look, holla at me. I got you.
You can find him at the Daily Blitz on Facebook. Follow him on Twitter at DailyBlitz_61. He's on Twitter at NYFindus90. He's our brother. He's our guy, Christian Simpson. I cannot wait. We will talk to you post Super Bowl. We will have you back on because this game is going to be crazy and there's going to be a play we're all going to be talking about. There's going to be controversy, and there's no other person I want to talk about it other than our main man, Christian Simpson. Christian, you're the best, brother.
Hey, man, I can't wait. Hey, man, I really appreciate you for having me on.
A huge thank you to Christian for joining us on today's program. You can like him on Facebook at The Daily Blitz. Follow the network on Twitter at DailyBlitz_61 or him personally at NYFindus90. Don't forget to join us this Saturday on Sports from the Couch on the Mercado Airwaves Network as we break down the big game and we give you our predictions, our MVP, our own prop bets, and so much more as we continue Super Bowl week here on the Mercado Airwaves Network. Until then, stay warm, take care of each other, enjoy the games, and we'll see you next time. For everybody here on Sports from the Couch on the Mercado Airwaves Network, I'm Mike Mercado. Have a good night.
Enjoy our shows? Follow the Mercado Airwaves crew all over social media. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. On Instagram, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy, Alex is at Mercado2121, Mike is at Mike Mercado2333, and our true crime show is at Murder Mysteries and More. And on Twitter, Nicole is at Typing When Tipsy, Alex is at Mercado21Alex, and Mike is at mmercado2333. You can follow the network at Mercado Airwaves. Follow our pop culture show on Twitter at Good Brothers Pod. Get us on the go by downloading our programs anywhere you get your favorite podcast, like iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, Stitcher, and other popular sites. Just search us at Mercado Airwaves. While you're at it, please like, rate, review, and share us with your friends. Visit us on youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. Click the subscribe and like button to get notified every time a new episode or interview is posted. Support Mercado Airwaves by visiting patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves, the home of our interviews with athletes and celebrities, which you can get ad-free and early before it's released to the public. Come play video games with us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. Mercado Airwaves is powered by Munch Art Design. Like them on Facebook at Munch Art Design. Voiceover work on Mercado Airwaves is performed by Josh Fox.
What's up, friends? Mike here from Mercado Airwaves. If you missed any one of our past interviews with amazing guests like future Hall of Famer and pound for pound best fighter in the world, UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson,
Another day at the operator to go out there and test my skill.
to award-winning producer, director, and actor Orlando Jones,
Orlando, how you doing,
How are
buddy?
you, sir? I'm good, brother. How you doing?
and all the other interesting guests we've had on. Joining us today is director and writer David Ferrier.
Thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show.
MMA legend Chael Sonnen joins us today.
Keep listening to your show. This is great. Thanks, my friend.
Just subscribe to us on iTunes at Mercado Airwaves. And while you're there, please like, review, and rate us, friends. It helps so much. We also have a Patreon for anyone who would like to support the show. Just visit us at patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves and see how you can get all of our interviews ad-free and before anyone else, and how you can get your business or company spotlighted on the show. Follow us on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MikeMercado2333. And if you would like to see what we're up to behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram, Mike Mercado2333. Thanks for listening and all the support.